Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming to you live Wednesday morning. What is it? January 17. And I'm sorry, stars are not disabled. So it didn't give me that option before I started to go this time because I had to go in differently. Okay, so I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you live every Wednesday morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And you can find me any other time besides Wednesday on my website at dazzledbystamping.com. So I'm going to refresh my screen a second so that I can see comments even when I'm crafting. So it's another one of, oh, and I can't see. Oh, hi, Sherry and Carrie. Good morning. So it's another one of those days, for some reason, good morning, Dot. Okay, it looks like I'm going to be potentially missing comments today because some are showing up because I saw Carrie, but I can't see it on the computer screen. Hi, Nancy. Thank you for joining me. Oh, hi, Janet. How is your weather down there? I heard that it's not very warm in your direction either. Okay, so couple explanation. When I started to go live today, it wouldn't let me switch to landscape again. So I had to get out and go through a different thing. And now stars are enabled even though I had turned them off before. Oh, you're in Florida now. Ooh. Okay, so how's the weather there? That sounds like a good place to be right now, because up here is not. I mean, if you can stay inside, you're fine, but I don't really want to go anywhere with the way that it is right now. So kind of crazy. I saw some posts this morning. Hi, Marcia. That something is going weird. I feel like I have a big hair right across the top of my head that's like not cooperating. Nice, because it did snow in Tennessee. Nice. Finally found you. Good morning. Supposed to be 65 here today. That sounds lovely. That sounds very lovely, Sandy. Sorry for some reason it seems like it's harder to find me when I have to go live through my other way. Like that, if you don't do lives, you don't understand. But hi, Mario, and thank you, Marcia. I did have to get out of Facebook and go through the business suite, which is really weird. Facebook always tries to mess with you. It's ridiculous. So ignore the stars that are there. Sorry if you took a while to find me. She's in San Diego. Ish. 20 minutes from there, something like that. I'm heading to Texas this afternoon. They're adjusting the temps to make me feel welcomed. Oh, that's funny. Thank you, Dot. I appreciate that. So I saw one of my teacher friend demonstrator, she was shocked that Kentwood wasn't canceled today. School wasn't canceled today because the roads must have been horrible. I feel really bad when people have to drive on it, and I'm very thankful that I do my business from here. That makes me happy. So, hi, Marlene. Okay, so I'm going to head over to, oops, I'm dropping things. Too many things sitting here. I'm going to drop another one. I'm going to head over to the randomizer. So I have 2 cards to give away today. Last week I played with, a new, hi Jamie, some new dies and some designer paper that's gorgeous. That's a Sale-a-Bration item. And the quiet reflections, at least on one of them. Were both quiet reflections? I'm not sure now if both were. But anyway, I used it. Okay, randomizer. Morning, Dina. Yes, it is cold, although I am sitting nice and toasty in my house. Okay, so, I'm doing my randomizer. I just started it. Oh, I need to find my Post-it notes. It's not oh, there they are. Okay, first winner, Nancy Olson. Woohoo! Congratulations, Nancy. Okay, and one more. I have to pick another name and start. So I feel Jamie Rose, congratulations. So like I said, I'm just thankful that I can be home, and I'm praying that weather is perfectly. Hi, Terry. Just in time for randomizer. Yay. Tundra. Congratulations. Yes. Nice warm way to start your day. Thanks. I was going to say something. Oh, praying for warmer weather, no snow for Saturday. Saturday is my hostess appreciation party. And I'm just praying everybody is able to travel safely. I'm doing pretty well on my prep. I'm a little bit proud of myself. I might actually get some sleep the night before. So my helper who's here, she had some extra days before she was going to leave for, yeah, me too, Sherry. Had some extra days that she was available before she was leaving on vacation. And when we were discussing, like, when she was coming, she's like, you know, you could work ahead a little bit on the hostess appreciation. I'm like, I know, but that's not how I work. I mean, it's all up in here working. It's just not always, you know, getting done, but I'm actually getting things done. So, but I'm nervous for sleep. That's a plus. Yes, it is. Praying for better roads. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that could, okay. I need to remember to put the bag isn't on the door yet for contest cards. It's sitting on the ledge, but I was going to put it in the door before I went to bed. I'm like, then Todd has to deal with it, so I'll do it this morning, and I forgot. So I'll put the door on the bag once I'm done here. Knowing my memory, I was like, okay, just a sec. I'm going to go put it on the door right now. But I won't. Okay, so I'm really excited. I think that I've shown you something with this already, but I'm still, I still want to share. Oh, and my next Dazzling Card Club is using it. So I'm going to be using again, Be My Valentine. Did I use it here? I wait till the last one too. Me too, Marsha. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I got one in the mail, cause she's like, I'm not gonna make it. Actually, I've gotten a few in the mail, but anyway, she was like planning ahead. It might not get there till Thursday, but it should be there now. Okay, playing with Be My Valentine. This is just an adorable set. I love it. And, I'm going to, how long does it normally take you to get to work, Sherry? I feel like maybe half hour. Isn't that kind of normal? I'm just glad I don't have to drive. So playing with Be My Valentine, and I have a really cool project, to show you, and a little update on one of my cards for, in case you were here and saw my board. Gotcha. I'm changing it just a tiny bit to make it even cuter. So Be My Valentine has cute designer paper. Did I show you guys a project with this before, or do I need to show you like all the designer paper that comes with it? I'm going to look while you're answering. Oh, yeah, because I showed you my swap that I had done. That's right. And I sent Carrie the card. That's why she can answer so quickly. Okay, so I'm not going to... Here's cute designer paper. I'm not going to show it all to you. And I honestly don't remember. I feel like it's like page 8, 9, 10, something like that. Yep, 8, 9, 10. Those are the pages for Be Mine, the Be Mine suite. So I can show you this now. Thank you for sharing, Dina. I can show you the catalog. I'll just do that quick. And hi, Debbie. Thanks for joining me. So I'm going to do a really simple project that I stepped up just a tiny bit. And it's going to be one that's from my Dazzling card club. And then I'm going to show you a project that I've been showing at my clubs, but I switched it to use this suite, this stamp set, whatever. And there's one more bonus stamp set that I'm using, but it's just one stamp, and I'll show you the cuteness. Third day, no school. Whew. Not a surprise. You're Vicksburg, right? So you're not even Kalamazoo. You're the outer skirts of everything. Now that's a sneak peek. Yeah. I barely flipped that designer paper out so you can see. That's funny. Okay, so I need my magic wand. So I'm going to unbackward you, upside down you, and put you down. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here are my pieces for my simple card. So here's the stamp set again, and it has a coordinating punch. I know I've talked to you about this also. There's the bee body, or you could use it as a conversation bubble. Here's 2 hearts, but the hearts are intended for, there is actually a heart stamped here that you could punch out, but they're intended for the wings and the, where is it? The antenna. And I always want to call them antlers. There's the antenna. Okay. So I'm going to do, this is really simple stamping and completely adorable, and sort of like off the subject of bees a little bit. So I'm going to use this small heart. It's a single heart. I'm going to use it as a background, so I'm going to get my background ready right now first. So that was a bad one. I did not press it down enough. So I'm just stamping this randomly around here. So how many of you have a hard time stamping randomly on your card? Sometimes a way that might help you, if you struggle with that, is rather than trying to find different spots, like move your card so it's not in the same spot every time you're stamping. So that might help you. So here's my background. And I am not done with this yet. I'm going to put this aside though. Okay, now I'm going to make a little flowery scene. So all these stamps that I'm using so far are from, by the way, this is Pool Party. I don't think I told you that yet. All of these stamps are in the Bee My Valentine set. So this is Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm going to put one down. And then there's 2 different stems that I can use. Put another one here. And another one here. Okay, so just putting a few flowers on here. Done with these. Now I'm putting actual flowers on. So there's like an open face daisy kind of flower. I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna put this one here. And then there's It's like a half flower or a closed flower. I would like to be somewhere warm having a pool party. Oh, no kidding. That sounds lovely. Okay, so here's my little flower scene. Keep dropping things. All right. Now I want to put my greeting on here. What's my greeting? I'm done with this. Here's my greeting. Okay, so I'm putting love you on here. And I'm using a fabric pad, so I'm going to test it out. Putting love you right here in the corner. And isn't that just so sweet? And I want some hearts. So the red in this suite is Sweet Sorbet. The smaller the stamp, the lighter you have to touch your ink pad. You don't ever press it, you just tap it lightly. I like that stamp. Which stamp do you mean? The Love You? It is cute. Okay, so here's my piece so far. Now what I want to do now is what I would call doodling. And maybe some of you aren't confident about, love you too, Jamie. Thank you for answering. Sorry, I just had to tease you. Maybe you aren't confident to do little doodles, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to do mine. So I'm going to do 2 corners here. So I'm going to start just outside of the corner, and I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 to add some stitching. I'm going to start from that corner again and go 1, 2, oops, I want that longer, 3. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3. If you're really particular, you could always use a ruler. Like I just started in the corner and you could go right along it. Okay, so there's that. Now there's 2 more little things that I'm updating this card. And one is I'm using Fluffiest Friends, but the only part that I'm using are these tiny little bees. Instead of the big bee, I'm sticking with the theme of this suite or bundle. But instead of the big bees, I'm going to use these little ones around these flowers. I love them. Okay, I'm going to color them. I never thought to do that. Oh, you mean the stitching where you draw it? I don't do that very often either. It's been a long time since I've done it. I'm just using my Daffodil Delight marker to color in my bee bodies. Aw, isn't that so cute? Thanks. Okay. Now, this is the other thing. As soon as I had my card, when I took a picture of it or put it on my board or whatever, I'm like, you know what? I missed an opportunity. So one of the things that people are getting in the products with this class is this ribbon. And I didn't use this ribbon on this card, and it could use it. So I'm just doing a knot. I'm going to pull it down so it doesn't completely block the flowers. Slide this down. I don't want to mess up the stitching that I did either. So we're going to trim it. And trim it. Here's this cute little piece. Okay, Now I just have to put my 2 pieces on the card, on my card base, and I'm done. Okay. By the way, in case you were wondering, okay, this didn't start. You saw me do this twice. When that happens, you need to make sure that you go onto your silicone mat and come on, and then it will work. It helps it get it started. The way that I decide my card colors a lot, I go right from the designer paper. See, here's like all the colors that I was using. Here's Pool Party, Lemon Lime Twist, Sweet Sorbet, Daffodil Delight. So I'm just putting this on here. And then this one needs dimensionals that I kept track of. You know my struggle with dimensionals. And if you don't, let me tell you, it's real. All right. I took the backing off one out of here, so I need to sneak that one out. So take these off. I'm not doing very well tying ribbons lately. That's sad. Are your fingers getting less nimble? Is that your problem, or just a mental thing? And there you go. There's my card. So this is one of them that we're making at my Dazzling Card Club. It will be either February 2, which is a Friday, 10 a.m., or it will be February 6, which is a Tuesday, 10 a.m., 2 p.m., or 7 p.m. You get product, you get designer paper and ribbon. Sometimes I have that too. Oh, and then there's these cute, did I show you these yet? You are getting these. Just a sec, I need to find them. I don't think that I've used these yet on a project online, but I'm going to show them to you because they're completely adorable. And I did use them on some cards, just, oops, I need something behind them so you can, no, it's this way. Look at how cute these embellishments are. So these are also part of the class. You get a whole package of these. So we did use them, and you can see how many I've used. You end up with, and they were for other projects too, not just this one. So you get a lot left that you take home. Same with the ribbon. You get lots of stuff left. Product included is for you to be able to go home and play some more. So the stamp set is not included, but you can add that if you would like. So there's that. Okay, so I'm done with this card. And now I'm going to do a project that I've been showing at my clubs. But I'm doing it with the bees. So I need my paper trimmer. I know they are so cute. So sweet. Okay. So I'm doing, you guys have probably heard of a diaper fold. Treat container type thing. And I'm going to somewhat ruin a surprise and tell you that we're going to be doing a diaper fold on Saturday at my hostess appreciation party. Yeah, I love using flower embellishments too. Okay, but this, I'm showing you a modified diaper fold. And so you could use a simply scored scoring tool, but I don't pull that out often, but I always have my paper trimmer. So I figured out a way that I want to do it with my paper trimmer. I want to make sure it's all in camera here. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm taking a piece of, this is 6 by 6. I cut it down. This paper is actually 12 by 12, if you couldn't tell by the quick sneak peek that I did. But you could honestly do this with any completely square designer paper, but this size is 6 by 6. I am a little late. Yes, you are. But that's okay. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I'm putting my two of the diagonals in the track where my scoring blade is. So I'm going to score this diagonally, and then I'm going to move over and line it up at, has to be high enough so I can see it on both ends. Line both of my corners up at, oops, I moved it, at 2.5 inches. Okay, so I have a score line from the diagonals, and then I moved over to 2.5 inches and made another score line. That was just my measurement for what I want. Now I'm turning it to the other corners and putting it in the track again, but this time I'm just making tick marks. So I want a tick mark on the actual point, a tick mark across the middle, and a tick mark on the other point. So this way has a complete diagonal. This way just has tick, tick, tick. Okay? So that's all that I need my paper trimmer for. Oh, I just realized. Oh, at least I brought it here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is on the full diagonal, I'm going to fold it. I think this is the way that I want to fold it. I need my phone folder. Oops. Okay, for this one, I'm going to get this out of the way. I want it on something especially hard, and so I don't need this. So I'm completely creasing this on the score line that I just did. And I'm going to just make this nimble. I'm not folding this completely on there. Now, right now I'm ignoring this. I made it sure that it could move, but I'm ignoring it. Okay, this tick mark that I made that you can't really see from this far away, but you know it's here. And then there's a tick mark here at the center. I'm lining those up. That helps me know exactly where the center is. And so I'm creasing on that. And I'm folding it back also, just help it to be able to move. Okay? So there is this line here that I drew, that I used the scoring tool or on the paper cutter, but then I have this line. Okay, now I need to flip this side over. Go back to it. I have the tick mark and the tick mark, and I'm lining this up as well. So in doing this, it's coming down. If you've made a diaper fold before, it's coming down a lot farther than usual. I'm coming all the way down to the bottom, which makes this wider. Now I'm going to get this out of the way. So this is the side, I'm working with the side that does not have the two lines. It's just the one line. Does that make sense? Hope so. Okay, so I'm going to take where this corner is, and I'm lining it up just underneath where that score line was. And then I'm coming this way and doing the same thing. Make sure I have, keep a good corner there. Okay, so I'm making sure all my lines are burnished well. For some reason, I don't like using that word. I usually just say creased. I like it better that way. So now this can come down, and I have room in here. I gotta find my chocolate. This can fit in here. And then these double lines are so that I can actually close it. Cute, right? So it's got the thickness so that you can close this. Now, I want it to actually stay closed. So I'm going to do a couple things. First of all, I do want to help it stay stuck. So when you have a normal diaper fold and when you have something that's, when something's in here, it helps it stay together without it needing any sort of adhesive, okay? But I want to do a closure on this, and I want it to help stay. So I'm going to take this out for the moment, I think. So I'm going to put adhesive just on this corner. Is that all that I want? Just on the corner? Yeah, just on the corner to help it stay down. And then, I actually do want this back in now. Okay, so now this is the fun part. I used this after a, well, I'll have to show you. After a, where did I put it though? It's here some, oh, here it is. So I'm switching gears really quick to show you. This is a project that we did for, and I probably showed you this already. This is a project that we did for our teams when we had our combined team on stage in Lapeer with another demonstrator. So we made this box, and I don't know if you can hear this, but it's magnetized, but you can't see it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I learned this from my demonstrator friend, Cindy Pratt. And so I'm going to show you. If the first one that I made, I could not figure out how to put the magnets on here so that you can't see them. But I'm going to show you that now. We hear? I don't know what that means. Sorry. Okay. So, I gotta look at the packaging. Oh, I left it in here. So I have these little, yeah, the box is really fun, except that I made 18 of them and I was sick of them by the time I was done. Like, this is too much work, too many layers. I don't do 3D. Oh, you hear it. Gotcha. Thanks, Tina. I do not do big old projects like this very often, and I had to do 18 of them for our teams, and so I was ready to be done with it. But anyway, so I learned about these magnets. They're really cool. So they are, she sent me the link. It is, I found them on Amazon, or she showed them to me on Amazon. They're 5/8 inch wide, but they're only 1/32 of an inch thick. I need a positive and a negative. Just a second, I'll show it to you. Positive and negative. If you want it, I can send you the link, or maybe I'll post the link in here. I'm not sure. Look how thin they are. I feel like I'm doing this weird in the camera. Can you see that? 1/32 of an inch. So, like, even thinner than a penny. All right. Now, they're 5/8 inch wide. You probably wouldn't need them that wide for this small of a project, but it's what I got. They probably have smaller ones, even width-wise. So here's what we're going to do. Whoops. It sort of gave my fun away. That box is fun. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so I'm going to put one down. These plus and minus signs have stickers on them. And I'm going to stick it right here. Oh, hi, Jamie. I'm going to stick it right here on my, where the diaper fold comes together. And I'm going to just cover that up. Now, I was struggling until I actually asked Cindy, like, how do you get the magnets to be where they need to be, lined up correctly, when you can't see them and you're trying to hide them? And so here's what you do. You just let it find it. So it will go right where you want it to go, and you just build around it. So this is going to be my closure, but I forgot I need to make my piece that I want to cover this. So for the moment, I'm going to set this aside and show you how I'm going to finish covering this up and making it all work. So I already have the body stamped for the bee. I've been doing that. It is a smart magnet. I already have the body stamp for the bee, and I have been doing that when we're using the bees because I think I told you before that it sort of, the black sort of bleeds on it when you, if the daffodil is still wet. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, so we're going to try to line this up. I've been struggling with lining it up. Oh, yay. That's good. Okay, then we need, I chose a different face this time. It's got a winky face. All right. And while I have the black open, I'm going to do the leaves. So I chose not to do vellum leaves this time, partly because I packed all my stays on already and didn't want to pull it out. Okay, so this is petal pink. This is part of the suite. So now I'm going to punch out the body. Just a sec. I still haven't tried sharpening my punch, and I keep getting this fuzzy. There's a top edge that's being weird. Okay, punch out the body and punch out the wings. Okay. Where did I... So I'm not using liquid glue this time. I'm just using regular adhesive. Uh-oh, somebody's here. I don't know why. I hope it's not somebody trying to drop off their card, because my bag's not there. Okay, so here's my cute little bee. And here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take off this backing. So this will make it stick to the bee, but then the bee can just come off. So that's a problem. So I'm going to take mini dimensionals and put it all around. I might just only be able to fit on the sides. It probably is somebody with card contest. I feel bad. Okay, so now I can peel the backing off of the mini dimensionals. So now the dimensionals will stick to the bee, and the bee will stick to the magnet. So then we have this, and we can lift like that. Ah! We can lift like that. So I love it. Okay, my family was impressed with this little gift. I think I'll be making some of these. Cool, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm done stamping. I'm going to un-upside down you, put you backwards, and lift you up. Okay, so here is my cute little thing. So this might be a problem. I don't know if you might want. Thank you. So you lift up right here, and then like your magnet's completely hidden because it's way under here. This is always going to stay down. And you could actually, if you wanted to, you could like use some sort of stronger tape. Like then somebody wouldn't try to open the wrong side. Use like tear and tape or something like that right here. So this stays down. So it's not confusing when they're trying to lift up the correct thing. There you go. Okay, so there's this cute little project. And then here's my card. So this will be at Dazzling Card Club, remember. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that you love it. I should check to see if my chocolate's still in. Yeah, if you showed your family, it might not be. We know that it left here with you, so. Okay, so that's all that I have to share with you today. Let's see. I have a couple classes that are open right now. Yeah, they are fun colors. Thank you. A couple classes that are open right now. One is the Dazzling Card Club. And then my All Occasions card class is always the last Tuesday of the month. And Celebration's going on. I didn't show anything from Celebration, but there are lots of things in our Celebration brochure that you can choose free. Thank you, Sherry. Sounds great. You get free with a $50 purchase. Every $50, you get to choose something free. So, yeah, so that's what we have going on. So, you're too funny, Marlene. It's always a joke. Make sure that the chocolate gets back to the hostess. So, okay. So I'm going to go. I'm all done. And I have plenty of work to do for Saturday. So thank you for joining me today. I will be here again next Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. And I will see you then. Have a great week. Thanks. Bye.